morning. Day 5 of framing has begun. We have a house-shaped object in the background. Supposed to be a beautiful day, although they're calling for possible rain this afternoon. Hopefully that holds off as Gerald and crew finish up the second half of the roof over the hall and hopefully get that sheeted in. If we can get that all sheeted today, that'd be a great accomplishment in and of itself. Gerald also just started doing the end walls of the gable in the hall for the upper windows. I don't know if he'll finish that today too, but we are getting close. I think we're only a couple days left of framing and onwards and upwards. We'll see how today goes. I'm a little out of breath. I was running to make sure I didn't miss. I had to get the GoPro up on the boom and then get this camera set. But I don't want to hold these guys up. So these are the rafters for the back of the house. They were framed the same as the front on the ground initially and are now being lifted into place. You can check out the previous video to see the entire process. I'm trying to get the balance point just right. We have slightly longer rafters. This has to spin 180. The slightly longer rafters are for this end. There we go. It's flapping its wings. I think I got too much dust yesterday. Got a scratchy throat this morning. Oh well, such is life. Almost should tie a rope on this end or something. Something guided with it. Yeah. I don't want to tell them how to do their job. They know what they're doing. I shouldn't say that. Gerald did tell me they've never done this before until before yesterday. So this part, they don't really know what they're doing. A little much. All right. Got enough stuff myself here. Something in the way. I'm trying to get all the rafter tails on the inside of the girders. Looks like it needs to come back towards us. Or do we have to cut a rafter tail? That's what I'm saying. Don't drop it. So they're going to have to cut some birds' mouths on those rafters to set all over the beam. I bet. I suppose they can probably do it with sawzall after the fact. Oh boy, it just dropped right in on top there. Well, it's there. Walk up, take a closer look. It's not totally there. You can see it's not setting fully in the groove up top there. So just like they did on the front, they ran a string line to mark out the bottom of the rafters back here where it's above the beam. And then you can see how the outer three on this side hang over the beam. They'll actually have to cut a bird's mouth, which is a notch, to let that rest on top of the beam properly. So they're getting everything lined up now and fastened in. For being a process they hadn't tried before, this gable roof build was a success. Rather than working on ladders and balancing on beams, because these guys are crazy like that, they literally built it from the ground up. I'm glad our house could be the guinea pig. This saved a lot of time, energy, and reduced the risk of injury to the crew. Now let's roll that beautiful GoPro footage. just set the last of the trusses on the roof and are prepping to set these in place. Had to film in case it slid.
Stopper. Is that going to come over here?
Not according to the radar.
Looks like there's moisture there.
Yeah, they're saying it's passing north of us, so. But technically they said it didn't rain a half an hour ago either, so. What he's asking about. I mean, it's certainly raining north. And it kind of seems like it's moving over the top of us. But the radar weather map says no, this is all just going to keep passing north. I guess we'll see. Oh, putting a nail in place to hold that. And walk this around right into that. And that's right where Gerald's walking. Now I think I'm going to be in the way. I didn't need a translation for that. That was, oh, it's a little tippy. I think that translates the same. Felt a couple of drops, but you can see the sky it is moving that direction away. So I think we're gonna get some droplets, but compare side by side from earlier, we're starting to see blue sky again. A couple sprinkles never hurt anybody. Seems like it's still moving that way around us, so I think we'll get some sprinkles. I'm feeling a couple drops. I'm in the way. Sprinkles. Hopefully that's all it is. Radar maps lie. You can see. According to that map, basically it's not raining. Sure. I just got back from Menards again. Had to get more roof sheathing because my bad. I hadn't factored in sheathing for the transition where it's needed underneath the trusses. Meanwhile, the crew continued with the sheathing available and finished setting those trusses. Mother Nature also finally cooperated. The rain lasted about 10 minutes, but soaked everything. Of course, I come back and I missed everything. As you can see, besides setting the trusses, they've also rolled out the underlayment for the metal roof. That's the shiny foil we're seeing there on the roof. This is a radiant barrier, which will help reflect heat away from the house, and just serves as an overall water barrier. It's essentially an extra layer of protection against heat transfer from the roof surface to the attic space underneath. This should also help with cooling costs and make the home more energy efficient. For those familiar with roofing, the answer to the question is I had originally planned to use ice and water barrier on the edges and roofing felt over the rest. But this material is actually what is recommended under a metal roof. This replaces the ice and water barrier and felt, and it actually is allowed by the local codes. So I trusted the experts and went with their recommendation. We were pretty happy there was space to get a header above that big top window so we could spread that load all the way down. You can see these pillars straight down to the foundation walls. So any weight on the roof will not be translating through the windows. That is held very securely. And if I can step through here without tripping. Sorry about a shaky camera. The back is the same thing. What he's building there. But I don't know if they're called king studs and cripples or it's windows. That's essentially it. And a header spreading all that weight onto this big LVL, which of course is translating everything straight down again to the foundation. So I think our county engineer should be happy with that too. We're looking like a house. I don't think there's another half day of work left for these guys. If I take a long lunch, I might miss it. We've got a few sheets left to put on the roof here in the transition spaces. There's a few small details of framing. What's that? Oh, sorry, my editor was interjecting there a moment. Yeah? No, I agree. It does look like a nice house. Good evening. Day 5 of framing is complete, and framing is about 95% complete, which is amazing. It's been 5 days. Meanwhile, in the background, seen some pretty good bolts of lightning. Will it give us one right now? No. So they finished up just in time for today. So everything up there is done. We've got little pieces of trim or fascia board that needs to be trimmed off. We've got some sheeting up here on the ends on those walls. on both sides. That needs to be finished up. But I will turn the camera around here a moment and show that that's all framed up, the whole wall is. I'm liking this front walk. Can't wait to see it with windows and siding. But this is the walk up to the front door. And it's starting to rain. We can see we were very happy he was able to get a good header above that big window that really will help transfer all the weight into the foundation like we wanted. That makes the front and back walls the mainstay of carrying the load of that portion of roof, which is exactly what we want. And then of course it's just straight through to the back. I mean, it doesn't help with that header making a bit of a cross back there with the truss. That this kind of looks like a church or something, but it's okay. I know it's going to be a ton of work now, but I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if you can hear or not. It is starting to rain, so I'm going to wrap this up. But day 5 of framing was successful. We ran out of some sheeting. I ran and got more of that. They were able to get the roof completely sheeted in. All sides, everything's complete and ready there. We've got, like I said, some wall sheeting that still needs to be done, little bits here and there, but they will wrap this up Monday afternoon, and it's on to getting concrete front walks and back walk done, the patio, and what else? Siding and roofing. Oh yeah, can't forget that, and windows and gutters. Oh my. So before I get soaked, thanks for watching.